आवाज आ रही है ये फोनोग्राफ से, ढूंढो खुदा को दिल से ना लाफो गजाफ से।
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Viewers of MTA Africa, Assalamu alaikum and welcome to another intriguing episode of Future of Work. Today, we are exploring a topic that's becoming increasingly crucial in our tech-driven society: technology and morality, the growing need for digital ethicists as technology becomes more integrated into our daily lives. The ethical implications of digital innovations are coming to the forefront, from data privacy concerns to the moral responsibilities of artificial intelligence. The role of digital ethicists is more vital than ever. To have this conversation, I have with me in the studio Muhammad Kabir Ulukola Sahib. He is a very senior software engineer at Tech Chepad Limited. He is also the special advisor on ICT to the executive chairman of Shomolu Local Government. Kabir Sahib, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
We are honored to have you in our midst.
Thanks for having me.
Also, with us via call is Mr. Oriolowo Murtado, a tech-savvy professional with expertise in Java and database administration. He is the founder of F1Web and currently serves as Director of Technology at Amoya Digital, leveraging his skills to drive innovative digital solutions. Murtada Sahib, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you for being part of this.
Alhamdulillah, we're happy to receive you, sir. Together with our guests, we'll delve into the importance of embedding ethical considerations into technological development and the pivotal role digital ethicists play in shaping a responsible digital future. Before we continue, we have interviewed some individuals to get their opinions about the topic of discourse. Let us listen to them.
I'm really concerned about the ethical implications of emerging technologies, because we know technologies these days has their own advantages and disadvantages, and we know that emerging technologies, people should make technology more sufficient. When we innovate technology, the ethics should guide technologies, not for just it's like creating playground, and the playground should be meant for fun and also be safe to use. Because it's like when we create a playground for children, it should be safe and also has the give the advantage of fun for children.
When it comes to ethical issues, it calls for a great concern for all of us, because just look at it. Recently, China launched, or let me say they opened a hospital with over 40 AI doctors. I think that was around October of 2024 last year. So, these technologies, especially the robots, they cannot feel, they cannot sense, they can only work with what is pre-installed into them, and use the artificial intelligence in them to determine whatever they have, to work on a precise job.
Yes, ethics should guide innovations 100%, because without the ethics, how can we maintain the standard of using technology? So ethics should be able to guide innovations.
Of course, ethics should guide human innovation. You see, when it comes to innovation or ethics, that is an aspect we all need to look into. And this is the aspect of conflict of interest. May definitely, or at some point in time, have conflict of interest. In that conflict of interest, and they are the one in charge of the innovation, or they are the ones bringing this kind of innovation. How is it not going to affect the interest of other persons in the community or as a nation? So if that is happening, definitely we need to look into it, and there should be a guideline, there should be a principle that is guiding the behavior or what exactly people need to develop on, or the kind of innovation they need to bring. Even if they're bringing innovation, so that is definitely something that is not in existence, then there should be a guideline on what will protect the human integrity and human rights.
Welcome back. Viewers, you would agree with me that indeed there is a need for digital ethicists in our tech-driven world today. To start with, Kabir Sahib, we are talking about digital ethicists. When people hear digital ethicists, they hear things like AI policy experts. They do not understand what this concept means. Can you please explain in clear terms what digital ethicists mean or AI policy experts mean?
Okay, thank you very much. Digital ethicists, it's a profession that deals with the administration of technicalities of every kind of product, especially digital products that are deployed. So they make sure that the development and deployment of digital products aligns with societal value. Societal value in the sense that products that doesn't infringe on the privacy of the users and doesn't make you drive users to the point of frustration, and or that make sure that users are not exploited. That is it. So it creates a balance between the developers and the end users. So in a nutshell, it places it operates from the area of empathy. So that is just in clear terms.
So what we are trying to say here is digital ethicists are, because the digital experts, the developers, are not interacting directly, physically with the clients or the end users.
Yes.
So because they are not interacting directly with the end users, there is a possibility of infringement on their right or exploitation, probably through omission or any other means. So digital ethicists are to now come in to ensure that there is no oversight on the part of the developers that would infringe on the rights of the end users.
Of course, there is a saying that says modernization without moralization is not civilization. So for every society that doesn't give value is actually devalued. So digital ethicists make sure that moralization is not thrown to the bin on the altar of profitability and just functionality.
Okay, we'll come back to the discussion about that. Murtala Sahib, can you please tell us in clear terms or specifically the role of digital ethicists and why their role have become more important in recent years?
All right. So good everyone once again. Thank you for the question. In a rapidly evolving digital world, the role of digital ethicists has become not just relevant, but very essential. At its core, a digital ethicist is a professional who evaluates the moral and societal implication of technology, particularly in how it is developed and used. Okay. So now, why is this role gaining more traction? So let's think about technology shaping our lives today. AI algorithms, facial recognition, biometric data, targeted advertising, social media platforms. All those platforms are out there. Now, this information comes with enormous potential, okay? But they always also carry serious risk if it is left unchecked. So a data ethics steps is to ask the tough questions. Are these technology fair and unbiased? Do they protect individual privacy and human dignity? Are they amplifying inequality or reinforcing harmful stereotypes? Okay, are vulnerable groups being protected here, or are they being exploited? Okay, so all these things are things that we are saying that the real world examples of what happens, in the absence of oversight, ethical oversight. So in a situation whereby you have algorithms that discriminate in hiring or criminal justice, social media platforms that force misinformation, or AI systems that invade privacy under the guise of convenience. So digital ethicists, they help to bridge the gap between the technology innovation and the human values. So they collaborate with engineers, policymakers, designers, business leaders to ensure digital products align with legal, cultural, and ethical standards. So the rise of this profession reflects the growing awareness that we can build it. It's not just we can build it now. It's no longer that question. So the question we should ask is that should we? Okay, because if you can build it, fine, you can just build it without any ethical standards. So where the ethical standard comes in, should we do this? And if we should, how can we do it responsibly? So in such, digital ethicists are a moral compass of the tech world, ensuring that progress does not come at people's costs, as in at the cost of people's rights, freedom, and dignity. Thank you.
Okay, very interesting. So the question digital ethicists ask is not can we build it? Of course they know we can build it. The question they ask is, should we even build it? And if we should build it, how should we build it? So interesting. So Abdulkabir Sahib, Murtala Sahib has told us that exactly what the role of digital ethicists are and how important their role is in the society. But now he has also told us about how there are growing challenges in the digital space. Now we want you to tell us, what are some pressing ethical challenges presented by artificial intelligence and automation? Because of course this is something we now see every day. So what ethical challenges do they bring forth?
Well, one of the foremost ethical challenge right now that we are facing is the over-reliance on AI and automation, which is gradually reducing the critical thinking of end users and inadvertently turning people to robots. And also, let's look at the area of deepfakes. And AI-generated content has led to a lot of fake news and biased content, which could alter democratic processes and also infringe upon privacy of people when very dubious content are created to malign the dignity of another person.
I think from what you have just said, I think I've been able to identify up to like 3 ethical challenges that you mentioned. You mentioned the thinking process, over reliance on the
automation or AI.
On automation and AI,
yes,
which inadvertently is turning people to robots, because it is robots that do not think.
Yes,
they are programmed. Humans should think, and when there is over reliance on them, women are becoming robots. You also talk about the biased content.
Biased content.
When it is what has been programmed
Yes.
in the AI that
Yes.
you will get.
Yes,
And you
yes.
also talk about privacy.
Yeah, privacy.
So now, I know there are more challenges
Yeah, of course.
that you want to talk about.
Yes.
But when these challenges, how do we now confront these challenges?
So confronting this challenge or challenges requires a multi-directional approach. And one of the things that needs to be done, especially from the area of the government and the policymakers, requires an approach that I call design thinking process approach, which requires empathy. Okay, you empathize. The first thing, as he said earlier on, that should we, not can we, should we. So you empathize with the end users that you are creating the product for. So, or the policymakers also empathize with the end users too, so that they can be protected while making, deploying or developing these products. After empathizing, then we come to define. So we have to define the problems and what those solutions will actually solve, or what those products or what those artificial software or whatever will solve. After defining it, then we ideate. Ideation means we collaborate with a lot of experts and people and stakeholders who are supposed to bring into the forefront what that product or what that area will bring. Then after ideation, then we come to the designing stage. So after that, then we come to the iteration and every other areas. So the design thinking process comes with a lot of steps. In those steps, we have areas that you can always look back because it's iterative in nature. By the time you get to the last stage, by the time we got to the last stage, which is testing, by the time those products are being tested, and at the testing stage, you can always detect defects and areas which could harm the users and harm the society in general.
So it means it takes a multi-directional, multi-sectorial approach.
Yes.
Means a lot of collaborations have to go on, and a lot of things have to be done, even behind the scene.
Yes.
That might not be known to.
So it starts with empathy, because, like I said, without morality in these areas that we are talking about, we'll only lose the humanity, and that will cause a lot of chaos around us. As we can see, any kind of products we see, especially the automated products or the AI products, can lead to a lot of, it can lead to loss of lives. It can lead to loss of privacy, which could eternally impact on the soul of the users.
Of course, I can see that you have that empathy. I think the empathy is in you. Feel like the ethical part of this technology should not be neglected. As someone who works within the space, I expect you to embody that empathy. But we'll come back to the discussion with you. Now, Murtada Saib, Abdul Saib has told us that a lot of collaboration have to go on if these digital ethicists would be able to perform their duties. So how do you think digital ethicists collaborate with companies or organizations or even individuals to be able to create a more ethical product or services?
All right. Thank you for the question. The collaboration between digital ethicists and technology company is becoming a crucial part of the responsible innovation. At the time when technology touches nearly every aspect of our lives, companies are under increasing pressure not to just innovate, but to innovate ethically. Okay, digital ethicists serve as advisors, auditors, accountability partners in this process. Okay, collaborating with industries and all that. So they work directly with product teams, engineers, executives to embed ethical thinking into the design and development process. Okay, so right from the ideation stage, just like Brother Kabir mentioned, it's not going to be just an afterthought. Okay, it will have to be right from the ideation stage when the idea comes, So this might involve reviewing how AI algorithms are trained, okay, assessing potential bias in data sets, or challenging assumptions, okay. So all these things are very, very critical, that may be overlooked.
So in essence, the role of a digital ethicist is more of an administrative role, right?
Yeah, of course, but also definitely, but to some extent also they need the test skills as well. Okay, because if you want to advise, if you want to guide, you should have some details with regards to what you want to guide them on. So they have to be, it's both administrative and to some extent also it involves a lot of test skills as well.
Okay. So it as administrative as it looks, it is also technical, because of course you have to understand the technicalities of the process for you to be able to say, okay, this does not align and this align with ethical goals. Okay, Al-Kabir Sahib, looking at the role of a digital ethicist, I know a number of individuals are looking at, I want to go into these roles, I want to pursue a career in this line. How do you think they can go about pursuing a career in this line, and what challenges do you think they might have to face?
Okay, just like any other career, one of the first guideline will be to ask yourself, what role do you want to play in that? Do you want to be a problem solver, or just want to be an added number to the career population? And then secondly is the actual skill set that is needed to thrive and impact, which is the technical areas which he has said as well. Just like I used to say, you need to understand the process. Understanding the process makes you to be able to function in any area within that loop of digital ethicists. Any department that you are placed, is it monitoring, is it enforcement, is it deployment or development? So the skill set will be able to make you function in the specific area, or whatever specific area you are put. You are stated to function. And additionally is to get the right place to learn. We have a lot of places that are telling you they can give you the right skill set. Well, you actually understand that not every organization that offers those skills can actually impact the skills.
So you might think you are learning, whereas you end up wasting your time.
So that's just one of it.
Okay. So know the basics, know the dynamics, so that you can fit into
and know where to go.
Know your destination, so that you know how to.
So, and that is where mentorship comes in as well. So the professionals in those in the industry needs to come out to mentor the younger ones that are coming on board, so that they can be guided and be placed in the right pedestal or the right path.
Okay, sir. Muhtar Sahib, what would be your advice for individuals or persons who are willing to go into the field or the space of digital ethicists?
All right, thank you for that excellent question. So any young professional aspiring to enter the field of digital ethics or AI policy, my first advice is to embrace interdisciplinarity. What do I mean by this? This field doesn't belong to just one discipline. It sits at the intersection of technology, physiology, law, and policy, public policy. You need a strong understanding of how technology works, like I mentioned the other time. Not necessarily as a programmer, okay, but you should grasp how AI systems make decisions, how data is collected and processed, and what terms like machine learning, facial recognition, and algorithmic bias actually means. Okay, so equally important is the ethical and legal lens.
Viewers, you would agree with me that the role of digital ethicists is very important in our society today. Like our guests have said, the role of digital ethicists cannot be overemphasized. We live in a world where morality is declining gradually. Every day we see challenges of morality. And without morality, like Abu Kabir said, without morality, what we will have is devaluation. We cannot have modernization. So when we are thinking about modernization, we are thinking about improvement, we are thinking about advancement, we must also think about infusing morality into everything we do. So it's important that we don't just build machines. We don't just talk about automation. We don't just talk about artificial intelligence. We also talk about how are these tools going to be deployed and how should the tools be deployed so that we do not end up jeopardizing humanity. Well, I want, someone once wrote a poem where he said, machines have appeared, but humanity has disappeared. People die and you don't even care about what happens. But if something happens to your machine, people can see the redness of your eye. So, of course, we should not get to that level. Humanity comes first. And without humanity, there is nothing we are doing. Of course, we are humans and we must always prioritize humanity. And for anyone who is interested in this field, it is a field that is growing. The more we build more machines, the more we will need more digital ethicists and digital and AI policy experts, because every day we see new machines, new machines being built, and when you build new machines, of course, more challenges will come. And when more challenges come, it means more opportunities for people in that field. So it's a field that is very wide, it's a field that is growing and will continue to grow. So try your best to ensure that you master the rudiments, you master the details, and you will be able to thrive in that field. I say Jazakumullah khairan to Abdul Kabir Sahib, Jazakumullah khairan to Murtada Sahib. We have enjoyed your invaluable insights. May Allah continue to bless you. To our viewers, you say Jazakumullah khairan for staying with us throughout the program. If you have comments, questions, or observations, do not hesitate to reach out to us via africa@mta.tv. I remain your valuable host, Abdul Qadir Ismail Oluwagbemiga, and we'll meet again on Future of Work. I say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
जब तक अमल नहीं है दिले पाको साफ से, जब तक अमल नहीं है दिले पाको साफ से, कमतर नहीं ये मशगला बुत के तवाफ से, कमतर नहीं ये मशगला बुत के तवाफ से।